Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Daniela. Tonight, I want to discuss a book with you that I've been reading. It's called You're Not Going Crazy, You're Just Waking Up. And it's the 5 stages of the soul transformation process. And it's by Michael Mirdad. Let me see if I can get a nice little look here. So, it's quite the amazing book. And I heard someone, Dosie, who lives in Sedona now, and she works very closely with Michael, and she spoke at Sun City Center, and I had recently met up with her over the weekend. We both worked a metaphysical fair together, and I bought the book then, and I thought I was doing it to support her and Michael. And then when I heard her speak about it the following Wednesday, I was in tears because I realized, I didn't buy it for them, I bought it for me. And it really is quite the book. And I'm just going to dive right in. Again, you're not going crazy, you're just waking up. Because as you start going through the soul transformation, it really is you do feel nuts, because you feel different from yourself than what you felt before. And you feel different from friends and family members, your children, like every relationship, because your relationship with self is different, so it affects all your other relationships, and you become a stranger to yourself. What I find, this happens more than once, and I do believe he goes into that with the book, but I'm going to be doing like updates with this. I just think that would be fun. So it's the 5 stages of the soul transformation process. And I went through this, like I said, more than once, but in the beginning of 2016, January, I went through major changes, shifts in my life. I guess it started a little before that, but I like to call it the cosmic 2x4, and I'm not the only one. If you don't listen when your soul is like, tap, 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 hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe this isn't the job for you. Maybe this isn't the relationship for you. Maybe this isn't the state or the home for you. If you don't listen to those soft whispers, it becomes a cosmic 2x4, bam, against your head, and it hurts quite a bit. So it's almost like the soul is talking to you. We can do this a easy way, or we can do this a hard way. And I would say for most of us in the beginning, we do it the hard way, because many of us are not thrilled about change, and will resist it to the best of our abilities. Once we become familiar with this process, and we are more truthful, I guess, with ourselves, and we become not only comfortable with change, but we actually like it and we welcome change, then we go more smoothly into these changes, these transitions, and it's not an unwilling process anymore. It's kind of, hey, let's see where this goes. Where will this lead? I hear you whispering. I hear you talking to me. You got my attention. So that being said, I was resisting, and everything fell away. And what made me feel good about the beginning of this book, when it's time for change in areas of your life, and especially when you've resisted, things need to fall away from you. And it could be the loss of a home, it can be the loss of relationships, your job. Well, it could be any of those areas or all of those areas. And I suffered pretty much all of those areas. So, like I said, cosmic 2x4. But in retrospect, looking back, especially Facebook gives you those lovely reminders, I see, like, since 2016, how my life has changed so, like, in so many ways. And looking back at my memories from 2016 on, my life is unrecognizable. I love all the adventures that I've had, all the amazing people that I've met, the fun places that I've traveled to, the new friends I've made, just the different classes I've taken. It's been one heck of a ride, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. At the time, you hold on, as tight as you can, and the tighter it seems that we hold on, the harder we fall. and I felt pretty darn hard. That being said, now I like change, and I will go into the transitions generally trusting. I guess I have surrendered and I trust. That being said, wow, it's a heck of a journey. Give it a try. So Michael starts out, I just love this book, but like I said, it brought me to tears when I heard Josie speaking about it, because it was so close to home. You know, it wasn't just like something that happens to other people, it happened to me. And if you want to remain stagnant, I think we all have to go through this process. It's just a matter of when. So I strongly suggest surrendering. But it goes, I love this. The soul focuses on healing and unhealed wounds from the past, and or learning more about its true identity. Because we have a tendency to think we are what we have, what we do, what we own, what we do for a living, our acquaintances, the people in our lives, and that's not it, folks. You want to strip down to the bone, basically, and come from that angle and really find out who you are. Because like I said, there are many times, not only did I not recognize myself then, I still go through the process of not recognizing my own energy or who I am. What am I going to do next? Where is my life's purpose leading me? And it really is a journey that I personally find fascinating. And this is also very true of what we talked about. Some people fear the soul transformation process and all the potential changes it can bring about. Other people welcome it, like I do now, knowing that they've been putting off making decisions or making changes in their lives. Now is the time to move forward. And again, this is really what I'm getting at. He breaks it down to 5 stages. Soul transformation process. Each stage can be viewed as a process unto itself. And dismantling, when I said that you can lose everything, I would say in every area that he mentions, I lost. I lost the home that I was living in, my relationship, because that went down. My children had to go live with their dad. And I lost a lot of friends through the process because I had to break loose and be who I was going to be. And you can't do that if you're so invested in the romantic relationship and the friendships and all that. It makes it very difficult for this process. So that it's a one-person show. I lost friendships. I lost my position, like job. So I really had to hit rock bottom and come back up. Like I said, I was starting to dislike my work because I was just like a workaholic. It was like day, night, weekends, just nonstop. And the relationship that I was in was extremely toxic. The friendships, most of them that I was involved with, I had outgrown, or, it felt like that people try to keep you inside a box of what they're comfortable with, what they choose you to be. You don't have the right to change on them. And even relationships with family, they have a hard time seeing you as something else other than what they believe that you ought to be. Sorry if you hear my dog snore. But anyway, so just everything. So you have the dismantling, and then the next stage is emptiness, which you feel totally alone and isolated, like you have no connections to anything in this world, and that your life doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Whether you're here or not, it just doesn't matter. Disorientation, again, like you don't recognize your own energy, your image in the mirror, like you're a stranger unto yourself. We'll go into different, as I read the book, we'll go deeper. And then rebuilding, and that's a fun part, okay? You don't want to stay in victimhood. You want to learn, okay, why did this happen? For what reason? And like I said, I'm a firm believer now. Everything happens for a reason. And not just that, the universe supports me, so everything that happens to me is for my benefit, for my betterment. So I don't even need to know. I don't focus on why. Because you know what? The more you ask why, the more of those experiences, which you may judge not to be great, will come at you. So you the universe loves you so much, it will give you more examples so you can figure it out. But anyway, so the rebuilding, which is, I love that process. A new life, which is what I'm in now. But I kind of feel like I circulate in and out of certain stages because you're rebuilding. Because I always feel like if this doesn't work, try on something else. Try a new personality, try on a new life, whatever it may be. And I know that I personally really enjoy living that way. So those are the 5 stages of the soul transformation. And it's symbolic movement of the soul through each of the 5 levels of human consciousness: physical, emotional, intellectual, intuitive, and spiritual. And it really is. I love the way that he breaks it up. It's actually a super cool book. Actually, I shouldn't even say it, very powerful, profound book. I highly recommend that this is a must read. Like I said, I don't think we can escape from this reality, go on before we move on to another one, meaning death, right? Rebirth, whatever you believe in, you're going to hit it sooner or later. Maybe not everybody comes to this deep awareness, but they do, right? Change your life, the relationships come and go, careers come and go. People go through it, but they may not understand it as deeply. So what else did I really want to cover with you? So the big point is you need to move to a level of new consciousness. Okay, so a lot of times this will be held back. Lessons will be held back. And we need to heal. So the book also talks about learning, growing, healing, and releasing, letting go. I try to explain to people, when we hold on to hurt, that's our decision. And then you're giving away your power, that whoever hurt you, whatever situation, what, you let them keep hurting you? Is that logical? Why not forgive, let go? Because really, that's for your healing, not to let somebody off the hook. And I love this. Unconditional love refers more to than just loving people. It includes loving all conditions. So that means stop your whining and bitching, moaning about something that's happened, because you need to love all conditions. My little spin on this is everything is to benefit me, to help me on my path. And I really do firmly believe in that. I'm not just blowing smoke at you. So let's see. Okay. So the soul transformation process through relationship crisis, or the appearance into their lives of a man or a woman somebody enters who represents a need to wake up to old wounds, or perhaps to new possibilities. So that could be a new love relationship in your life. Just, I see people going through the motions a lot of time, but they're so afraid of change that they're willing to stay with the current conditions rather than face what may come, because the unknown, like I said, is very scary to people. I'm not really sure why. I guess I was afraid. But I started making major league changes at least 10 years ago. So, like I said, now it's like rolling the dice. I kind of like it. So let's see. It's talking about any bitch you miss and fail to process will be back. So anything that you want to sweep under the rug, that baby's coming back. It's gonna. I always say to people, do you want to learn your lesson now? Do you want to move on to the next stage, or do you want to repeat this whole process again? And they'll usually say now, because they've already repeated it several times. It's not going away. Okay, and it says any bits you miss and fail to process will be back and multiplied. Instead, during this phase, it's wise to listen and observe inwardly. Processing or inspirations that begin to appear. Okay, so meditation, you will receive guidance through these processes that we go through. And the thing is, that's why we need people to be away, because there's too much noise already and people really like to share. And we need to be still, quiet, go within and listen for that guidance. And the more, like I said, you surrender and just allow this process, the less painful the transition will be. So I do hope that you will get this book by Michael Mirdad. And no, I have no affiliation. Michael and I have never met. You're not going crazy, you're just waking up. And I really am looking forward to going through this with you. So I hope to do another video by next week, and many blessings to you. Namaste. Oh, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and please, if you're not already subscribed, start subscribing to my YouTube channel. Many blessings, everyone. Much love and light.